If you're a man with a successful career or your own business and you want to find the right girlfriend, life partner or wife, this video is for you. In life, you can either, as you already know, have your ego or results. Whenever you've been able to achieve something in your life, be it in your health or your business or your career, it's because you put your ego aside. You did not, at least temporarily, attach your identity to being the knower, but rather to being the learner. Anything you could possibly want in life, somebody else has that thing, or the knowledge, skills, resources and talents to acquire a given thing. Now, we're talking about human beings, so nobody will be acquired here in that sense. But there's people, for example, when I had a fight with a friend of mine, obviously within a peaceful martial arts context, and I punched him with boxing gloves, but I didn't have wraps. And it was many years ago. And he ducked, and I hit him at a bad angle, and this bone here broke. I mean, he was in the military, he was swollen as hell, and I knew something was wrong. He told me, oh, it's fine, in a week you'll be okay. The swelling will be gone, it's just a little bit swollen. Turns out the bone was, boom, cut, clear, not a hope. So I immediately had to organize an appointment, not just with a general surgeon, but with a hand surgeon in Berlin. Somebody who was specialized in operating not on toes, not on your intestines, your internal organs, not on your brain, not on your back, on your hand. That motherfucker specifically focuses on hands. And I remember, he was actually a cheerful dude. I came in there before the anesthesiologist was about to knock me out. He was sitting there super happy. And I'm like, you're really enjoying this, aren't you? He's like, oh, I really like my job. I have a great job. Now, why does he enjoy it? Obviously, okay, there's a financial thing that pays well. But you all know that even if the money is great, that won't reward you as much internally. You will never be motivated to pursue something for years or decades even if you don't inherently enjoy the activity. He sees great purpose in what he does. It's a very purposeful activity, because if I hadn't done that surgery, maybe my finger would be like this now and I'd be eating noodles like that. Whenever I shake your hand, one finger would be in the way. It wouldn't be great, you know? So I had to contact that guy and he fixed it immediately. I still have a metal plate in there. I should have probably gotten that out years ago, but it's fine. It's attached to the bone, boom, screwed together, done. Now, would I have, let's say, asked my friend from the military to perform that surgery on me? Why not? He has two hands himself. Should he not know a thing or two about hands? Absolutely. But he's not an expert. He's not somebody who's done thousands and thousands of hand surgeries. And you might never be able to grab anything ever again, and that hand is very important in a variety of different contexts, especially when it comes to the retention of a woman in the long term, especially given an intimate context. So you want that hand to work well. Same in dating and relationships. Same in your career. There's people who've made it their life's purpose to study one thing. And then here you are, who might be thinking, oh, I'm not doing too bad, I'm okay. Yeah, actually it's the time. I don't have enough time. I just haven't taken enough action. You come up with all these excuses. Or you tell yourself, so why would I need to learn this from somebody? Or maybe you're a little bit worried because there's a stigma attached to the idea of dating and getting help in the area of dating and relationships because, well, how desperate do I have to be to get help in the area of dating and relationships? Well, not at all. If you want any outcome, would you not consult a specialist? Can you achieve this by yourself? Absolutely. It might take you 5 to 10 to 15 years and a whole lot of money wasted, a whole lot of time wasted, a whole lot of emotional ups and downs and feeling lost and burning potential relationships. You know, anything you could possibly want, somebody else has, but you're making excuses. Your ego is a little bit too big. And in any area in your life that you've already succeeded, you've temporarily discarded your ego. And look, I understand, especially men. I've worked with successful men, some who are hyper successful. Hyper, weird word. Really successful, put it that way. The German in me is protesting. I always have the German in me, but then I've also worked with so many Americans for so many years. It's like Americans, and I love you guys, but you like to inflate stuff. When you meet an American and you ask them, how are you doing? Awesome, man, it's amazing. The equivalent of that would be a German telling you, oh, I'm good. Thank you, I'm very good. That's basically the equivalent. So, coming back full circle. I've worked with some really successful men. I understand that in order to get to a certain level of success, you have to have an ego, to a degree. You have to be very convinced that what you're doing is valuable, that you almost have a degree of entitlement, in a healthy way. Not too much, because otherwise, people who have too much of an ego, they can't really succeed. But you have a little bit of that, and that's fine. But if you want to be able to find the right girlfriend, life partner, or wife, you have to put that aside. You will most likely not do it by yourself. You could do it by yourself, but you won't. And by the way, it's not like you're going to end up alone. You might be alone, but more likely the dystopian vision of the future of you not figuring this out would be you being with the wrong woman. And you've made that experience before. You have blind spots right now in your communication with women, in the way you relate to women regarding the social dynamics of attraction that are causing women to lose interest in you, that cause you to constantly keep banging your head against the wall. You're either meeting women who are maybe attractive but a little crazy, or who are not that attractive, but yeah, you have things in common, or you just don't meet somebody with whom you have real compatibility, or they just lose interest in you, be that in a texting framework, from a texting framework perspective, conversations die out, or something happens after a couple of weeks. They're just like, yeah, you know what, I'm actually busy, work's really busy these days, I'm not ready for a relationship, all that bullshit. That's just a result of you not being able to communicate your personality authentically and effectively. Every great leader has people who contribute to their path of action. In your life, you're the one who decides what you want to do. But once you've set out to be as successful as you are in your career, or once you've set out to be as successful as you wanted to be in your business right now, you've then consulted people, mentors in a given industry who've walked the path before you. People who know the blind spots. I've gotten rejected more times than you ever jerked off. Is that accurate? I don't know. Depends on your levels of activity, if you get what I'm saying. But it's not too far from the truth. I've been in every single possible scenario. Fernanda and I have been now, how long? 3.5 years, almost 4 years together, engaged 8 months. Time flies. The other day in a call I said 4 months, but time flies, 8 months. If you're so happy, if you're so in love, time flies. And the important thing to understand is it's not just my own experience. So when you're talking to somebody, a lady, and she might tell you something, I may know that that's not the real reason why X happened. She texts you this, I know exactly what it means, but not just from my own personal experience, but also because I've been working with clients from almost 30 countries for many years now. This is my job. I have these conversations 6 to 7 days a week. I try to only work 6 days a week, but almost every day I'm in touch with clients, 6 days a week, really 7 days. And in German we would call it Draufsicht. I'm able to look down upon the patterns of interactions, and I've seen the same mistakes over and over again. You currently have 120, 150, 17, 53 blind spots. And if one after another gets adjusted, all of a sudden you get more dates with more attractive women. They stay interested in you. You feel free in your own expression as a man. You don't crave her validation because you validate your own spoken words. You want her, but you don't need her. So, if you want to find the right girlfriend, life partner, or wife, there's a coaching program, and it is by far the best in the world. Now, do I know for a fact that that's the case? No, I haven't seen a lot of the other ones that are out there, but it doesn't matter, because I know what a German sense of efficiency, if you want, that I've applied to this program and crafted it. This coaching is absolutely transformative. It is the fastest, it is the most effective way to find a meaningful, stable, long-term relationship and to get a better dating and social life in general. There's no problem that could possibly arrive that I haven't handled in the past. And for the rare cases that a new opportunity presents itself, There are processes, just like you have in your business or in your career, where you identify the weak spots and then you cure them. If the weak spot may not be immediately apparent. So, all you have to do is apply for a free initial consultation call. During that call, it's completely free. First of all, it's going to be with myself or with one of the members from my team. We're going to sit down and look at your individual situation. We're going to see what is it that you're already doing well, because it's the things you're already doing well. There's things you're unconsciously doing well in your relationships with women. There are things that you're consciously doing well in your relationships with women. Then there are things you know you suck at. And then there's things you don't know that you don't even know, which are those blind spots. And as long as you cling on to your ego and you think you're already doing okay, if you don't have the result, you don't have the skill set. Let me tell you that. If you don't have the result, you don't actually know what you're talking about, because knowing doesn't mean doing. And if you're not executing, if you're not getting results, then you don't know what you're talking about, which is fine, because we all have these areas in our life. But if I want a result, then I need to get rid of that. So you can either cling on to your ego or you can get results. This is a really fun and enjoyable process, and would love to have a conversation with you. Apply for a free initial consultation call. Looking forward to speaking with you soon. Take care.